Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're tuning in for the first time this afternoon, my name is Duggan and we are going to be playing some Satisfactory. It's our Saturday stream day. We started off with some Minecraft and now we're moving into the factories and the smog and the taking over the planet. And should be a good time. We've been playing a lot of Satisfactory lately because update 1.1 happened on Tuesday and we are playing in the experimental branch. So we are working on some of the belts and things for modular engines to try to get our thermal propulsion rockets up and running so that we can move on to tier 9 and actually experience some of the cool stuff that's up in the higher levels. We are going to be working on some designs today. We're going to be working on the Devastator factory that's all part of like the Transformer themed, and I might have to go get some oil and some plastic coming down to the factory, and I've got an idea on where to get that. So it could be a fun trip to do something a little bit more outside of the main factory, but that's where we are now. And it should be a good time. Thanks for sticking around. For anybody that was here for the Minecraft stream, if you're still here to see Satisfactory and you're new to it, then I think you'll enjoy it. It's another building game, and it's very pretty. Lots of really cool stuff happening on the planet. So the Wormbow, good to see you. SweetSandi, Dan Grace, everybody's hanging out, enjoying their afternoon. Kay the River Cat as well. So let's just jump right in. I'll load up here. Yay for planetary exploration. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's an oil node nearby, near our coal, and it might be something we can go and make plastic and rubber there and then bring it back to Devastator. I just don't know how complicated that's going to be. I can go and get coal from Megatron. Not coal. I can go and get plastic and rubber from Megatron, but it's not enough. Or it's just barely enough. So it's like, is it really worth putting the train in just for that? So we shall see. But this is where we left off yesterday. We are doing the modular engines up here. And they are spitting things out into the middle. And then they're going to be looped around. They come down here. And then eventually we're going to take them down. Because we've got this space here that gives us access to our kind of under factory area. The problem that I have here is that I've put in this garbage chute and it's in the way. Like, it keeps this entire side of the factory from accessing the main bus. If we go over to this side, I don't have that issue. So we have all these nice simple belts that are like accessing the main hub, but I've got this garbage thing over here and I don't know what to do about it. And I don't know that I necessarily need it. A lot of these belts are empty. So I kind of feel like it might be worth it to reduce the number of belts, keep them high, and allow us to do more. Because if I did that, I could just go straight through here. Oh, sorry. There. Right? So we've got quartz, and we've got iron, and nothing else. And nothing else but quartz. It's like, I kind of feel like, I know this is just temporary, so I feel like we could probably go with some of these higher belts and get it out of our way. We're utilizing things here, and that's fine, because there's nothing else beyond here. Like, this is all kind of empty space, right? So I feel like the first step is going to be to rethink how we're doing this garbage thing. Now, the garbage thing doesn't have to look nice, which means we could have a lot more belts now that we have the belt wall hole. Like, we can add more. It's not something I would want to use on the main bus because I kind of like on the main bus that you can kind of see through. Now, we used to be able to ride these and duck through, but we can't anymore, which is too bad. I'm not sure why they changed that, because that was a really fun way to get through your base. Anyway, so I like the look of that. I don't necessarily think that we want to have these like black holes. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, because these are only a ½ meter thick, right? So I think the first order of business is to clean up this garbage chute. And so I think what we can do It's probably okay to here. I just want to have it up higher. So maybe what we'll do is we'll add this here. I don't know what's above that. We may have to rethink that. And then we can take these along here. You used to be able to pick the belt through there too. So this needs to access this. I need to figure out how much quartz we're making and why this is all twisty. Quartz might actually be the next thing that we balance out and decorate, now that I think about it. That looks like it points to nowhere. You are not being used. Alright, let's look at the quartz and see what we've got going on. How do I get upstairs? This balanced out too, by the way. We were trying to balance out these belts. This is all now. It says 96, but I think we're getting the proper 40. It certainly looks the same as the neighbor, which I think is cool. Right. So all of this. All right, that's just animating the wrong way. So we can fix that. I'm not even sure if we're keeping this the way that it is. I guess we could probably just do it. Why are these so slow? They're full. Okay, so I think the problem is that we are making so much quartz here that we are slow in that way. 21 per minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say that's 40. $840, so it's more than one belt. And that is likely what's going on there. Because that looks like it's all going to... Oh no, that's a separate belt. So there's 2 separate belts there. Right? There's the 2 outputs. We've got one going that way. That's why it's slow. They're both going to the same belts. That's odd. Don't know what I was thinking. We're going to fix this. That's a splitter. That's a splitter. Okay. And then we want this to go up here. So merger up here. And I guess we want another belt as well. This is temporary anyway. Now from here, I feel like we can go down onto some of these belts. Do I still have the readers over here? I think I do. Yes. 420, 352. 420 looks like it's not full, but apparently it is. Right. So we will just add merger to this belt. And then we're going to remove this section. And remove this section. I don't think we're going to need that splitter, but we'll leave it there for now. And then same thing here. We'll just drop this way. Mark 5, Mark 5. That should mean that this quartz is now joining these lines. So it's these two lines there. $641. As long as it doesn't go over 780, then we're fine. Grumpa, thanks for the lurk. I am also fixing my coffee. That one looks like it's not calibrating. Let's maybe just add another one. These are a little bit buggy. They're a new feature. I don't know if it would give us a number higher than 780, because 780 is the capacity. I guess the only indicator whether it's going to be slow is if the previous belt is stuttering, or if there's a backup in the machines. A couple of these are not being used. That's full as well. So if that's a slowdown point, we might have to split these off and attach them to the lower belts. I might be trying to jam too much in here because I don't know what, like, the amounts that are coming in on these other belts. I'm not aware of what we've done in the past. Past Joel did not make those notes. Do we have anything else? These two lines I think are empty. This whole garbage chute idea was a good idea, but it was an afterthought, so I did not plan for it. And so it's in the way in a lot of cases. Yeah, I need to get this up off the ground. Oh. So we can keep this, but we have to lower it in here. Whoa. So that's got coal? Why is there coal in that? overflow. That's not how that's supposed to work. Oh, I see. It's because I needed to end this line. That's okay. That makes sense. Where's the coal? Oh, okay. We've got the coal here. And that's going to steel? Yes. Okay. It's animating funny, but... Right. That's going to steel. Okay. So we do need that coal, but we need to put it on a higher belt. Yep. Coal and the iron. Well, that's these two right here. Okay, that'll be easy. That connected. There we go. It's iron and coal, and then that's coal again. Now what's happening here? Did I not take it down? Right, that stops there. But that means that this is now free. And we can get this to there. Right, this is what I need. I need this space here to be empty. Okay, that is a lot easier to work with, and I think we just have to now double check. This still looks like it's going pretty slow. So what should be the actual output for each? It was 40 times 21, so it should only be 420 on each belt. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, everything's a Mark V. We'll see here. I love that they've added these into the game. As long as they work right, then they're very, very handy. There is a tweet and a post on Blue Sky out there if anybody wants to share the stream with a friend. You can always just DM a friend too and bring them on in. I think you'll find it's a pretty chill community. There's a Discord as well for anybody that's interested. 260? It should be 420. Why is it that full? It's interesting. I wonder... maybe all the machines are not... Oh, this has got colored lights, which means that there's one of these guys in here somewhere. Uh-huh. Yep. I guess we'll have to get rid of that. That sucks. That goes to there. And... Oh, I don't know. I think that's maybe... That's on a separate circuit. Shouldn't affect it. I don't know if you have to get rid of them completely or if you have to remove them from being in front of the power. Because there's the power for the machines. No, we're seeing 100% on some things. I think it's only assemblers that are affected by the bug. 92, but that's because this is full. I feel like there's a better way to make quartz crystal too. Yeah, that is well below what we should be making. I guess I should take these away. And now these say 0 again. Yeah, I hope they fix that soon. So all of this is so that we can bring our motors in here. I don't know how we're going to do that though, because this stuff doesn't leave until it gets to there. We could add the motors in here. Sorry, modular engines, not motors. I guess we could attach them here. This line is not doing anything because the bauxite gets emptied. We have a line right there we can put them on. So it's not far. Like we could snake something in here, no problem. That is a merger. I don't know about all this. This might be a problem. Alright, well, let's work backwards. Easiest spot is going to be here. Probably on the left lane. I really wish that would connect. Oh, there we go. I don't need a big belt here. We can just do regular stuff. I think this is coming in on the right-hand side. Yeah, I think we're going to bring it in right there. I say bring it in, I mean take it out. Now it looks like there's something in the way there, but we can just stay above it. And I would say that is not going to stay in that position either. Oh, that's not connected to anything. Cool. So we can just come straight along to here. And connect up there. I think that's right. Nope, too high. Oh, what happened there? Huh. How does that so far over? Oh, I guess it's not on that lane. I mean, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, 0 is very wrong. I agree, it's frustrating. Cool. And then here. So that's going to be modular engines. Joining this one. So that is lane 3. And at some point we'll have to pull that off. What is... This is all garbage chute stuff because we're at the end. Yes. So at some point we need to pull off modular engines and send them over this way somehow. That's going to be a little bit tricky. But what we'll do is we'll add that to... Oop, that's the wrong thing. Main bus 3. Let's do... I need to figure out like a section. Like number the sections. I think we're making 10 per minute. This is the section down here. No, 5 per minute. That's it, really? Wow. So they don't need their own line, but now they have one. I may have to move them to a different line at some point, but for now, it's nice to have that done. So just to backtrack and show people what's going on, we've got this yellow marked area. This is basically an empty wall that goes up the entire build. So we've got all of this space all along through here to move items up and down. And that's the export. The import, we've got motors and smart plating, and that's coming in through here. And they are already preloaded up into the machines on a couple of different spaces. The overflow are getting smushed in here, and that's all taken care of. It's dirty, but it'll work. It will eventually be removed because we are currently producing just what we need in here. What we do need to bring in is the rubber, and this is where I think I messed up by using this space. So the rubber has got to come up here and get to both of those. So I feel like I have to drop this down. Yeah. Okay, so that is going to come down there. And then we have... no, how am I going to do this? I need to have rubber come up here somehow. And I should probably have it here. Because it's on this level. What is that? That is the export. Oh, that's not hooked up. Whoops. Glad I caught that. Okay, so that's done. Water heater is installed. Big head face. Congratulations. Sorry about the messy cleanup. That's a pain. So that goes around to there. I could just bring this in on the inside, but then that's in the way. Should have done the import before I did the export. This is my bad. Because that would be very tidy if I could just do the rubber on top of that. So let's try that. want that to be farther over. So that's going to be the export. And we'll just back that up a bit. No. I guess I could just have a second lane here. I'm not sure why I'm making this look so fancy because it's underneath everything. If I have 2 belts in there. Yeah, I don't have a way. I've brought everything in through the middle, but I did not leave myself a way to export the thing. So we'll have to go over everything. This can't be at the same level. I should check to see how much rubber needs to come in here so I can make the right belts. Oh, it's not very much. So the rubber is going that way, overflow goes that way, all gets trashed, that's good. And so now we just back this up. This is going to be an input for rubber. And it might have to be in a different location. I really wish that when you replaced lifts like this that they would go in the exact same position that they were before. They attach to the end of a belt, but then it doesn't make any sense. All right, so there's our export. Our import, yeah, that's not gonna work. We'll have to, it'll have to be like a little zigzaggy thing. And we don't have room to bring it in there. So that's going to have to come in probably over here somewhere. Yep. More than likely in this position. That's right. The rubber does not exist at this point, so we don't really have a spot for it. So now I just have to move this around. The earliest opportunity, which would be here, I guess. Oh, the wire goes right through that. Of course it does. Okay, that takes care of the output. So I'm going to put a couple signs down just so I know what's up. And the cool thing about this now, you can just kind of lock them in place and then like hover them right where you want them to be. And then get rid of the little bit there. Rubber. And I don't remember what it needs. $75. Ah, so that needs to be more. Well, that has to be a Mark II. Yeah, 18.75 per minute. 75. Okay, that takes care of that. And then we'll just go downstairs and make sure that the other end of that is also a Mark II. So we know in future. Saw the offline image? What? I don't know what you mean. Oh, did the stream not refresh? That's annoying. I mean, I know why I lose a bunch of people when I switch from Minecraft to Satisfactory, because sometimes people just want to watch more Minecraft. But I wonder if this is just a backlog from ages ago. Why are you idle? Feel like I've done this before. I'll grab a break at the nighttime, Sandy. Thanks, though. Appreciate the heads up, as always. Sorry for all the blinking UI. Yeah, this should all be like empty. 21. They're all low. Why is this not moving? It's so strange. It's a Mark V. Attached to a Mark V. Whoop. What is this? This is the underside of that. What am I missing here that this is operating so slow? Eventually it's not going to go into the garbage. We're going to want to make stuff with it. Oh, there we go. That's moving now. Well, okay, it was. I feel like the merging actually slows things down. Like it adds a tick of computing time. Lots of mergers happening here. It's probably that it's on a backed up. Yeah. I wonder if that 0 means that it's 100% efficient. Let's grab some stuff here where we've got space. I'm just curious. If I put a splitter here... and a merger there. That seems to speed that up. And if I did the same thing on this belt... it's not going to work. So that looks like it's slow. It's funny how that looks like it's flowing okay, but then this looks like it's flowing slow. I really should have one machine for every belt. So expanding the garbage area is probably the next thing on the list. And now we're getting 0 here. $450 is a better number. 420 is what we're going for. Why is that going up? $518? Really? How? We're not making that much. We don't have any stalls in here anymore, though. Oh, you know, I wonder if it's because I've got these belts slowly ramping up. Like, these shouldn't be full, right? These belts should not be full. Because they're 780 belts, but there's only 40 per minute on them. I wonder if it's just a visual bug. Well, they're backing up. Weird. 21 times 20. 420. Maybe it's because of this weird lift. We can always replace it. Yeah, I don't like that you can't pick the belt through the lift hole anymore. Annoying. No, it might have been the lift. That's no longer stuttering. Still, that's more than we're making. Oh, it's going back down. Then back up again. 460. I wonder if that's emptying out, like, the coffers here. Or the belt, maybe. I think the issue that I have is that I used to think that I wanted to slowly ramp up the belts to what you needed, but really, I feel like once you've got the fast belts, you should just always use the fast belts. If that's what you need at the end of the line, that's what you should use on the start of the line. And maybe it'll be worth redoing this lift as well. That's better. Starting to see some breaks. This is just so high, though. Anyway, looks like it's moving a lot smoother now. That's good. So before we lose the light here, what time of day did I start? I want to see. So this is the oil I'm thinking of right there. Normal and pure. Because it's really close to our coal. So we can get a train up to there, I think, pretty easily. We're using that for power. There's also all this oil over here. So we could be using this for plastic and rubber. Impure, impure, normal, pure, impure. That might be a good spot to go, actually, because we have a train line going through here. So we wouldn't have to build the train line. What do we think? Should we use like a pressurizer? There's a train right there, too. Well, we are not making crunchy cornflakes, no. Oh no, the belts are just kind of like, I think they're purple. I might have had my spotlight shining on them. Build on the coast, new target for the brake train. That's fair. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably better. I don't think there's any oil up this way. Yeah, those three were being used. Where are the radar towers? Well, that's why that's showing up. So the impure wouldn't be worth it, but the normal, pure, and other ones here would be. So we'll have to go check that out after the break. That means another train station, though. We'd have to use this one as the rubber and plastic train station. I also have to figure out how I'm going to make rubber and plastic. I was thinking that area would be a good spot for a nuclear power plant, but because of all the water. The map is very busy, Alistair, yeah. I've got a lot of stuff noted on it, though, over the years. That's probably what it is. This is our little staging area where you do some testing. Let's go with plastic. Residual plastic. Plastic makes heavy oil residue and I'm going to have to do some math. Polymer resin and heavy oil residue. Residual plastic needs polymer resin and water. So that would be a good spot to put it then. Because otherwise we're just going to... Crude oil. Yeah. Residual rubber and water. Oil residue. Is there anything that consumes heavy oil residue? Heavy oil residue. That does. Diluted fuel, liquid biofuel, turbo fuel. I guess we could turn it into some turbo fuel. Smokeless powder needs heavy oil residue. Maybe you could connect the railway, go around where the gas is. Oh, I've already got railway out there. We could probably go through the mountains, so that's fine. Okay. So this consumes crude oil, puts out polymer resin. This takes polymer resin and water and makes plastic. But plastic... I don't have anything that consumes the polymer resin outside of fuel. Which is fine. We could add a little bit more power to everything. Compacted coal. I wonder if there is another recipe that I don't have. Oh. How do I get out of full screen? Nope. Not what I want. There we go. Recycled plastic. No, residual plastic, I guess, is the best way to do it. There's no... So that's the way to make the plastic, because you're going to get 20. So we just have to figure out what to do with the residual heavy oil residue. I need to do something with heavy oil residue. Crafting. Here we go. Petroleum coke. We could just turn it into coke and sink it. Residual fuel. Smokeless powder. I don't think we make that anywhere. One thing we're not doing at Devastator very well is exporting anything. Fuel, packaged fuel, turbo fuel, turbo heavy fuel. Yeah, we might just petroleum coke destroy it. So I feel like the residual rubber is or plastic is a better recipe. So crude oil, 20 plastic and 10. And then we have 60 a minute. But how do we make that? Fuel. Oh, right. We can make that with heavy oil residue. That's going to make a lot of heavy oil residue. Polymer resin. Oh, do I have? I don't think I have the polymer resin alt. I might. Yeah, it does not look like I have it. Oh, I do. Right. Okay. So we can make a lot of polymer resin and then make residual plastic and rubber and fabric if we want to. This might involve a little workaround on the sheet. Yeah, let's just quickly do that. So I'm going to create a new node. We'll move it over here somewhere. This is going to be plastic and rubber. And I guess we can build forward with it. So we've got oil. Can be a big thing, and it was let's just go with one pure for now. That doesn't change the output, which I find very strange. What's the point of having this here? We can't change the output. Somebody showed me before how to change this. So we'll do polymer resin. So it's going to give us 650. And then we're going to do plastic. Residual plastic is polymer resin and water. That's not a lot of plastic. And then the heavy oil residue, we can turn that into resin. No. That's our garbage. And then do awesome sink. And then for rubber, same thing. Residual rubber. I guess I should just put a splitter in here. Not a priority splitter, just a regular splurger splitter. Okay. And then I guess we just have to figure out like whether this is going to be increased as to how many we need. 8 refineries. I mean, we're getting up there. We're getting up there. That's pretty straightforward. And if we looked up the crude oil, so node purity and no. There's no level to the resource acquisition from the oil extractors. They're just straight up oil extractors, but you can overclock them to 250%. So a pure node is going to be 600. I guessed wrong. It's actually going to be 600. 10, 16 refineries, 10 refineries, 5 refineries, and just 1 awesome sink. That's good. And then the water extractors, that's going to be a lot of water extractors. Is that enough? 650. 650. I guess for that to be clear, we probably want to use a splitter, although I don't know how, I'm not sure how splitters work in this app with water. I think it's just visually. Yeah. At least it gives me the number there that I need. There's always a crisscross. I can never seem to have it work out where these things are clear. Okay, and then I guess we could just have this. There's a way to do this. The output? Right. Do that to there. And then this to there. And what that does is that when you go back out to the top here, it gives you this outpost then has like an export, which you can then bring into your system. I thought that was cool. I didn't realize that at first. Oh, nope. Oh, looks like it's nighttime in game, so I should probably take a break. Give myself a bit of a chance to recharge here. Jump on a break train. Thanks for the reminder, Sandy. Appreciate it. Folks, I take a break about once an hour. It's been a little bit more than that. So we're going to jump on the break train here. I'm going to ride around. You get to see a little bit of the world, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm not sure if we're going to be adventuring out to do the plastic just yet. It might actually be worth it to bring some plastic in from Megatron. Just to get the ball rolling temporarily. And then we can increase the plastic and rubber as we need to. Because really, in the grand scheme, we don't need a lot right now. I just want to have more for later, you know? I feel like it's going to be a thing that we need. The Wormbow, the camera froze. Thanks very much. I'll address that in just a second. I really wish that it would stop doing that. It's an easy fix. Done. And while we're out here, if I bring this back up, so you can see the rubber is actually 100, or the plastic is 128. And the rubber is only 123 that we need. And I think we're making that at Megatron. Yeah, 200 and 300. Some of that plastic is being used at the computer factory, but we're mostly concerned about the rubber right now. I'm making I think I'm making 2 computers a minute, but it's also got other stuff going on. I actually haven't mapped out the other facility. The Sunstricker. So my concern is, where would we bring in that rubber and plastic? I know there's spots on one of the trains. It would really only be one train car. We've got the belts for it on the main bus. That's not a problem. I'd want to bring it in on the middle of the right-hand side. I think it's that short train that we want. Bone Crusher, Scrapper. I think Scrapper is the coal train. Yeah. So this has got room. We could easily put a couple of cars there. And temporarily bring in rubber and plastic up this way. I don't know how much plastic we'd get. But it's 1, 2, 3. Or we could send it to that. But I feel like that's probably going to be the easier one to do. I think this might be the easiest way to get the plastic and rubber in here temporarily. Set up like a temporary Scrapper 2. So we should be able to get the hypertube all the way down to Megatron. One of these days I'm going to do a stream where I just completely redo these hypertubes. They're very old school. With the old exits and old entrances. You used to be able to switch to the jetpack when you were inside the hover tubes too. But you can't do that anymore. So there's the train station there is temporary anyway. So I think setting up something temporary would probably be the best way to get ourselves up to tier 9 by unlocking some stuff. We don't need junctions like that anymore now that we have the new hypertube junctions and exits and stuff, branches. So we would just put in a couple extra cars. Looks like this is taking... Yeah, that's the plastic there. So it would not be difficult to bring all that up here. Maybe we only need to do rubber right now. I don't know about the plastic. But there was definitely 3 cars that were empty. Well, they're 3 coal cars. And then this next one would be rubber. We couldn't use this one for plastic. We'd have to use the back end. But then I can't use... I'd be dividing the plastic. So we'll make this one plastic as well. Make this one rubber. Input is on the left. And we'll just pull things over from here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. just line this up again. I always hit the wrong button. And what did I say? Plastic was right-hand side? Yep. So this, I don't know how much plastic is actually going in here. It should be 200 a minute. I'm not sure how much we have to split. But the rubber, we can send all of it back to where we were going. So right now, that is all happening here. So we can just put a splitter here. And do overflow rubber. And then just build this out from here. I guess I could turn it here too. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Oh, should have backed that up. Oh, I see. I should... Yeah, we'll do it this way. Okay. Not that it's ever going to overflow, I don't think. What is happening there? Wild. The new curve modes are awesome. They look great. That's going to go all the way around to here. And then plastic, we will have to split here. And I don't yet know exactly the ratio. We don't have priority splitters, we only have priority mergers. This will do an even 100. Now why does that not connect? Weird. And I'm going to redo these belts just in case. And we'll redo these as well. All right, so that's splitting the plastic between two places. We've got one train coming to get the plastic from here, and we need to add a train that's going to come and get the plastic from there. Now we need to go back and set up the other spot. So I guess we'll use a train for that. Might as well make the train we're going to be using. So we need 1, 2, 3 empty cars. I guess we'll just use... Yeah. Three empty. Plus 2. There. That's the one that's coming for the plastic. This needs to be load. That needs to be load. We need to get out of the way. Another beginner question, is there such a thing as too much overflow, etc.? Can you run into storage issues? So normally what you do... Oh, first off, pay attention to where you're going instead of reading chat. I guess I have to send this edit timetable. Let's go to Scrapper. Beginner question, if there is such a thing as too much overflow. So usually what you do is to keep everything flowing, you take your overflow and you put it into an awesome sink, which destroys it. And you get awesome sync points in the process, and that helps with your buildables and other things early on in the game. But no, the only thing that you can run into in terms of too much overflow would be if you had 1,000 overflow and only one belt at 780 that couldn't handle it all. So at that point, you need to have 2 awesome sinks, split the overflow 500 500, and then move on from there. So this apparently is the shortest route. So this does not have enough space for one train to do both of these. However, I am going to... Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I wanted to get out here quickly. Because I want to refresh my memory as to how many computers I'm working on here and what I actually need for plastic. Because I think I'm taking too much in here. 40 plastic per minute. We're doing 5 computers a minute. 40, so 80 plus... Oh man, we're using almost all of it. 1, 2, 3. We're doing 170 plastic per minute here. That's almost all the 200. Nah, we're not going to be able to use the plastic that we're bringing back. We are going to have to find other plastic quickly. That, or I can have to rebalance Megatron to make more plastic. So we can bring the rubber back, but the plastic is not going to be worth it, I don't think. Which means I shouldn't split it. So let's actually change this. We'll add Megatron in there. I'll keep the setup that we just made, but I'll just turn off the plastic. So what we'll do is just quickly repaint this to yellow. And we'll just delete that. Now we should only get one car, which should be our last car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we're gonna get plastic when we don't want plastic. Crap. I forgot about that. We need to put in a different train station? Yeah. I forgot that it was going to take from the front as well. Okay. So let's back up here. 288. And we still got plastic, that's fine. We're going to take all of this, put it back over here. And I guess the solution here is to try and put another train station here. And then have 5 back from there. Nuts. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, let's get this off the track. Trains are fun. This should turn left, and then I can bail and come back here. don't know if this is going to work. It might. So you're going to take off. I'll wait till you clear the station. So then, can I put another train station here? It looks like yes, I can. Call that Megatron rubber, and then we've got 1, 2. We can just do 4. I guess I could set us up for success. So then from Megatron, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the coal. Right, okay. Dad from Bear subscribing at tier 1, 32 months. Thanks ever so much. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Appreciate the support as always. So then we just have to extend this down a little bit further. There. Okay. This just continues on. And that would eventually be plastic. So we can just take whatever's in here. Right, so that shouldn't interfere at all. That should be fine. This is going to get all the rubber. You've got plastic in you. What do I need up here? Oh, I've already dismantled the old container, so it's just a matter of making sure that this has got enough rubber. And then looks like we've got a 5th car for rubber over there. And I guess I could do overflow for plastic, but I'm not exactly sure how we're going to handle that. I think that's going to be a plastic car. Thanks again for that sub. Dad from Bear. Anybody in the Discord that's wondering if you use a tier 1 sub here on Twitch or if you join Patreon, then you get access to my Discord server. Same thing with Citadel Cafe and all the other things that I do. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is rubber. You're plastic. You guys are all nothing. We're gonna make you gray for rubber. And we're gonna find out if I chose the right train station. Scrapper D should be the Devastator Scrapper station. So we should go right. Good stuff. I don't know if I'm keeping this section of track. It needs some work. It's a nice view from over here now, though. We've really kind of filled it in. Looks more like an actual factory. Now, I've not had any train crashes since we updated and made some changes. I was thinking about how good the views were from the train. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we've done it. Yeah, I really don't like this section. I like things to be a little bit flatter. So the only issue now is that we're going to potentially have a couple of spots where our trains are going to have to wait for one another. So that may or may not be good. Once we get a proper plastic and rubber train going, we'll have its own dedicated spot. But right now, this is the first time that I'm actually sharing a train station with 2 trains. Make sure we're inside. Survey says yes. Okay. So the only place we're blocking currently is actually Scrapper. And this is all coal. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I can do this with this guy in here. I may have to back this up. This is going to block the intersection briefly. And this should be unload. Unload. Funny that that did not take out stuff. Why is that red? That's odd. Okay, we can grab this sign, put that there. plastic. Right now, 0. Alert, that is not working. And then this one is going to be rubber. And it should be whatever Megatron is making. 300 per minute. Oh, not coal. Now we just have to offload it. That is on this side. Now, I should potentially keep this for, that's the 5th car, so there's a 4th car in here too, so I should have like another lane here. And we should connect this to the middle. So that if we ever add a 4th car there, we're not screwing ourselves over in the future. Feel like we just kind of keep on going. I guess we just back up and figure out where we're going to actually send this. Because I feel like this bus also mirrors the bus over here. 300 rubber a minute should probably get its own line. I would say one of these middle ones. Although that one's not got anything on it either. I feel like 11 has got something on it down the line. Main bus. Yeah, all clad aluminum sheets. 7. Looks like 13 is probably the best way to go. Well, it has to go both ways. So I'd say 13 is probably the best way. We can always change that later. And 13 happens to be top middle. So that is going to be scrapper, top middle. Do we... I guess I just continue to stack as low as I can. Scrapper has his own line. So really, I guess I should just go with this middle here. Because that's the next available slot, but I want to keep it. All right. Okay, so that's not going to be up here. We can just do this. That's that. And that's that. Man, having this infrastructure is fantastic. So that means 13 is now rubber, and I just need to make sure that before we hook that up, we have somewhere for it to go. And I should also update the sheet because I often forget. Oh, there's no, the belt just stops. Good thing I checked. Not only does it need to go someplace, it actually needs to get there. Out of aluminum. I need to go up. We're gonna run out of light here too. Whoops. Overshot that. That's the wrong tube. I need to start adding some exits to these tubes. There we go. Now we just have to hook that up to the garbage chute, and then we can start to pull from it as we need to. Top, middle. Now, where are we going to pull from to connect this to a line that is not overflowing? You down there do not look like you're in too much of a world of hurt. And that's it there. Not the straightest, but that means that the rubber will go to the garbage. Oh, missed it. That train is highlighted red from all the way back here. It's obviously some sort of visual glitch. I think I've hooked up everything, right? Okay, so there's the problem there, is that we're holding up that train. We're holding up everything right now. So we need to get this on the go. That should unload in that car. Let's see what happens here. I need to change that from Megatron to Megatron rubber. And that should get people moving once we have this unloaded. Good, good, good. I think we only need one car. We should be fine. Now he's going to take off, and that should mean that everybody else doing their thing. Oh, I don't have this hooked up. Trains are moving. Good, 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 good. He's still highlighted red. That'll probably change with the save. And now we just have to follow the rubber. Used to be a lot more fun. We could ride the belt all the way, but we don't fit through the holes anymore. Make sure the rubber doesn't slow down when it hits the... when the rubber hits the road, I guess. And then we just have to hook this up to our rubber intake. Looks like it's flowing. Nothing's slowing down. We're joining up to this guy down there. $366, that's fine. It's going up, but that should be fine. So now, back where we need to pull the rubber is somewhere near here. There's my little yellow marker. We need to get the rubber up to there, but we can't really go through here because this line is on the ground and usually has bauxite coming in on it. So we have to back up somewhere or go underneath. Not something I usually do, but it might be the easiest thing to do in this particular case. That, or we pull it back here, which is more straightforward, and then just run it over that way, which might be the better way to go. These, I think, need to not be there. Yeah, I don't want to cut off exports here. So if we come over here, we need to go past this and come in this way. In the middle, so we can come off on either side. Where is that? Right here? Yes. Fortunately, it's the only way to get it to snap into the right place, is to build up stuff like that. But we can just quickly delete it. We needed 75 rubber, so this needs to be a Mark II. Just go down this way, I guess. And then we can just get this up here. A little squirrely, but it'll work. And then we just do overflow going out the front, nothing that way, and rubber. That should start to take our... it's going to take 120 for now. But it'll eventually just be what is needed. Smoothly going along. And I just need to double check that this is all going to go to the right spot. Right back to what we set up at the first of the stream. Should be rubber. Rubber. Yep. That's a regular splitter. That's our rubber. Just a matter of waiting now. So this will be the first time we've automated modular engines. We've done them before at earlier tiers, but it was like a temporary setup where we just needed to unlock parts of the tier, the hub tree. So I'd imagine this is going to take a little bit because each one needs like 18 or something. So it'll take a minute for this manifold to spool up. But what we should see is these machines start to get some rubber. Albeit slowly. These are all Mark 1s, that's fine. Looks like the rubber's starting to go in. Yep. Again, super slow. There's the train going back to get more rubber. There should not be any rubber going into overflow. And then sooner or later, we're going to see our first modular engines. Oh, we're building. 16 there, 15 there. So what we should see is the modular engines come out that way and come out this way. This is the satisfying part of setting all this up. Temporary rubber for permanent modular engines. Takes 48 seconds to make one. Or at least at this overclock speed. There it is. First modular engine. We're only making 5 a minute, so it's not going to be super impressive. And then that should go out this way. Double check that I connected this right. Yep. I'd say that's good. So right now, it's just going to hit this splitter and go that way, which is fine. It's just going to take a long time. Cool. Oh, I forgot that these are all overclocked, so they're going to have the white lights on them. That's cool. Not sure. I guess it just has to wait for the manifold to spool up. Not sure why it would only be 73%. Anyway, folks, that is where I'm going to have to wrap things up for today. Thanks very much for hanging out and watching and chatting this afternoon. Thanks for the support. Got some fantastic tier 1 subs and some bits. And shout out to Sandy for the moderation until they had to go. Really appreciate it. It is Saturday, so tomorrow's my day off. We'll be back on Monday for Spawn Chunks. That's going to be in the private Discord for that podcast. And then I'll be back on Tuesday again to stream either Minecraft or Satisfactory, depending on what I can get updated to the next level. And you can follow me on social media, Joel Duggan, very easy to find. Check out the podcasts, The Spawn Chunks and The Citadel Cafe, wherever you find your podcasts or on YouTube. And check out the Patreon. It's just patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It's a great way to join the community, a great way to support me. It's only $2 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee. And I really appreciate it. Y'all have a fantastic afternoon. I will pass you along to somebody else playing Satisfactory. Bye for now.